Garen Carlin, Moss's Creek Outdoors. I'm already back again with a kind of another go over with a call here slash demo, type of a demo, whatever you want to call it. Mostly a sound episode. Like I've stated many times this day and time, the biggest thing that I focus on is sound. Again, you know, out of all the so many turkeys that I have shot out here in the field over the years, I don't have a shelf full of trophies at home for winning calling contests. I have the actual result, the killing results out here in the field. You know, I've got the actual turkeys under my belt from over the years. And I just, you know, I know what sounds are here in my area. I've learned what sounds that the turkeys like. And I've learned over the years, you know, what will reach out there and get their attention. And that's what I focus on producing and including in people's orders in the shipments out there all across the U.S. today with Moss's Creek Outdoors. But the sound that I'm going to go over here with you today is in regards to the Wingwood Collar. This is going to be a new episode in regards to the Wingwood turkey upper. Again, this call works identical to a wing bone turkey call. This call hasn't ever been called a trumpet call. It is not considered a trumpet call in my mind. I started producing this call because I started getting a high volume request for the wing bone call. And of course, you know, making 10 or a dozen wing bone calls a year, I couldn't produce the sound fast enough as far as getting enough calls, you know, to ship folks out there across the country. So I started producing the Wingwood Collar. It was the way to get the sound of the wing bone, you know, in a mass quantity. So I'm going to kind of go over the different sounds here on the Wingwood. And along on this episode, I'm going to let you hear a few calls or sounds at a distance here over the next few minutes. So, but the first thing is, a lot of people still wonders a little bit in regards about getting the sound from the Wingwood or slash a wing bone. Again, you know, it's the same thing as using a wing bone call, except the Wingwood is easier to get a sound from versus a real wing bone. I like a real wing bone, but now the Wingwood is easier to get a sound from, and it's to do, I believe, that the mouthpiece, the tip of the mouthpiece out here is perfect round. Which, going back to the real bone call, you know, that's the thing with the bone. Nothing's never perfect round, nothing's never perfect straight. You just kind of have to work with what you got, you know. And every single individual wing bone call is going to sound different. You're not going to have two that's going to sound identically the same. So again, I'm taking the tip of the call and I'm putting it halfway through my lips. Halfway through my lips. I get a little better sound you putting it to one side or the other. I can play it in the center of my lips, but I get a little better sound off center to one side, just a little bit, you know, one side or the other. And you want to create a friction point. You want to create a friction point, kind of like that. Your mouth, your lips is making all the sound. All this call is an amplifier to make that sound loud. But yes, you can practice on your finger. Now I'm not necessarily doing like any kind of a kissing motion or a smacking motion or anything like that. I'm kind of slowing myself down, and many times I kind of feel like I'm trying to draw the air or draw the notes up out of my chest, like I'm pulling the sound up out of the call, which again, my lips is making all the sound. All this call is amplifier to make it loud, but that's kind of the motion I do. I'm going at it slower, like I'm pulling the notes out of the call. But you get that friction point and then lay the call up there. Now again, your hands down here at the end of it is going to play a big part. I'm holding the call only with my thumb and first finger around the end. And as you can see at the end or the tip of my first finger is about halfway in front of that hole. Now sometimes it may even be further than that. I may have it close to being all shut off sometimes, but yes, on the average, most of the time, about halfway in the front. But I'm holding it, like you see, so close to the end, my first finger kind of drops across in the front of that hole. Now, the second hand is very important. I'm coming up, and I'm making kind of like a bowl-shaped sound chamber here. Or maybe like I'm grasping a ball inside both of these hands. At the same time, keeping the finger position up here now to go along with creating a sound chamber. Because this right here, what I'm telling you, this is the only thing that's going to give you that two-tone break effect in that note on that hen yelp. Now, what I'm doing, I'm not opening my hand like this much. I get a lot better sound taking my second hand and cupping it this other way, like this. And that sound you see is coming out of the end of the call right here, and the sound's bouncing into my second hand here and coming out to my left here. I get a lot better sound that way. Now, to do some cuts or clucks, whatever you want to call it, I'm just, on the end of the call, just pop, 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 pop. I've also been asked by some folks, can you key on one of these kind of calls? Yes, you can, but you got to know what you're doing. You really pinch your lips down hard on the end of the call, and you want to take, just with hard breath, you want to suck it all up out of the call, sharp and hard all at once. Now, I'm going to talk a little more about soft calling. Now, I was calling, pretty loud right there. To get a really, really soft sound out of the Wingwood, I'm using both hands, and I'm really tightening the call down on the end and creating a real tight sound chamber. And I don't have any openings anywhere around my hands. I've got it all shut up. And this may actually still sound louder on the video than what it actually is. But just tighten that sound chamber down, like, soft, or like for a tree call. You can hear that sometimes it even sounds like it's got even a little bit of a squeak to it, right at the very front end of the yelps right there. And I'm doing that on purpose, because I've heard a lot of hens out there in the woods over the years, doing that. So now, I'm gonna go out here somewhere and I'm gonna let you hear the call at a distance. If you've never practiced or learned to use an air-operated type call, you know, I strongly recommend, just like I've mentioned with the snuff can tube collar a lot of times, any time that you can get possible to practice with an air-operated type call, such as a wing bone, a yepper type call like the Wingwood or the turkey snuff can tube call, in the long run, it's going to be well worth your while out there in the turkey woods. So until next time, I'm Gary Carlin, Mosses Creek Outdoors, and I encourage all of you out there to get outdoors every chance that you possibly can. And I'll see you.